live stream one-on-one with me. If you are a beginner and you are finding it difficult to stitch braid, you are very, very welcome. If you watch this video from the beginning, oh no, I'm so sorry everyone for the interruption. That call is a call that I had to take. So sorry. Apologies. So moving on. This is a hair tutorial, one-on-one, one of my hair lessons. So part one of stitch braid lesson, you and I. So if you are someone who wants to learn how to stitch braid and you are just a beginner, you are trying to stitch braid and it's not coming out neat as expected, my dear, hang on, okay? Go nowhere. Hang on. I got you. Okay? Together, if you hang on with me, together we will become perfect. Okay? So let me try and fix this camera. Yeah. So you can see exactly what I'm doing. So first thing first is you need to grab a mannequin. Okay? Grab a mannequin and a tripod. When you have done that, now the next thing you have to do is grab your parting comb, tail comb, whatever type of comb you have that you can use to part your section. Grab it. So you grab your parting comb, then you part out. Yeah, you see what I'm doing? You part out the amount of hair. For example, this is the amount of hair you want to braid, or if you want smaller, you can also do this. This is amount of hair you want to braid, for example. So you part out the amount of hair you want to practice with. All right. You part out your from this side, from the left. You create, let me position this well. This is not human, so it's a little bit tricky. So you part from the right side. Are you doing that? You part from the right side. You go in, use your hand and move the hair so it don't disturb you. So you part from the left. After parting from the left side, you get your clean cut, your clean part. Make sure that your part is clean and neat. When you are done with that, your part is clean and neat. When that is done, you can see, when it is done, Sophie, can you stay one place? Sophie doesn't know how to stay quiet. She keep moving and moving. So when you are done parting on the left side, you use a elastic band or rubber band, anything, or hair band to secure this, keep it away so it don't disturb you. And then you come to this side and see this side is already parted. You make sure you create a clean part. You create a clean part. You see, you make sure you have clean line, clean part all the way down on the right side too. So when you are done with that, the next thing you need to also learn is how to mold, how to apply the braiding gel or edge control, whichever one you are using. Some people use edge control, while some people use braiding gel. Okay, so you take this one out of your way. You don't need anything flying out disturbing you while you are walking. Now, for best and clean stitch braid, you need to brush out the hair. Brush out the hair. Get all the tangleness out. Any knots, any tangleness in the hair, get it out. Brush it and make sure it's evenly brushed. Okay? After brushing the hair, you see, now it's time for you to go in with your molding gel. Molding gel. Apply generously. Apply it evenly. Apply molding gel. You apply your molding gel down on the scalp, from the root of the hair. Don't apply it the whole way, just only down here. You apply it. After applying, sorry, after applying it from on this side, now you go in with your comb. This is mannequin. It's not stable, but you can see what I'm doing. You comb, you mold. You comb, you mold. You comb, you mold. So you do this, you comb, you mold. Everyone makes stitch braids to look complicated and uneasy, but stitch braid is very easy. Depends on how you are taught and how you also practice. Stitch braid is very easy, and I'm going to show you that with this video if you stay with me. So you apply your edge control or you apply your braiding gel, whichever one you have. You make sure that you comb and mold. Make sure you comb and mold. Mold it very well so that when you are done braiding, your stitch braid will not, the braids will not have this white fleck. That's the purpose of molding. You understand? You are molding so your stitch braids will not end up having white flecks. Okay? So you comb, you mold. You comb, you mold. After molding this side, you can see the hair is looking shiny and it's neat. So now you turn to the other side. You turn to this side of the hair. You turn to this side of the hair and apply the same gel or edge control you are using. Apply it on this side. If you are practicing right now, do exactly as I am doing. Do exactly as I have done or as I'm doing for best result. Okay? We are taking our time right now because this is a hair lesson class. So we are taking our time right now to do this. No rush. Okay? If you know you are rushing, please go to where you want to go to and come back and watch the video later. But if you want to join this class, stay with me. And if you have mannequin or if you have a sister, you can practice on their hair. This is your opportunity to start practicing to become perfect so that tomorrow you will go and open your own salon and do a good professional work. So we continue with the molding. Okay, take your time, continue with the molding. You are just starting to learn this particular hair, so you are not prof yet. So don't be in a hurry to move to the next level. Take your time, mold the hair, get out all the knots. Any knot that will be a hindrance for you not to achieve a proper clean stitch braid. Remove that knot. And when do you remove the knot? It is now. Now that you are molding and combing out the hair, now you have the opportunity to comb out any knot that is going to become a barrier for you when you are stitching. You understand? Any knot that is going to become a barrier for you when you are stitching, this is the opportunity for you to remove it. So when you start stitching, your stitch will be neat. Okay, brothers and sisters in the classroom, now we have our section molded. Okay, so it's time for us to start the stitch braid. So you part a tiny section here in the front. Here you part a tiny section. This is your foundation. This is where your stitch braid is gonna start from. Okay, so when you are done with doing that, when you are done with parting out a tiny part here in the front, when you have done that, the next thing you want to do is to divide this into two. Okay, divide this into two. Stitch braid is very easy, very, very easy. It's just people trying to make it look complicated. And yeah, so when you divide this into two, if you don't have nails, if you don't have long nails, for you to achieve the lines, for you to achieve clean parts, okay, if you, sorry, I had to reply message. If you don't have long nails, for you to achieve the stitch braid, the clean parts or clean sections, all you need to do is to use your tail comb and divide them. Okay, you put this here, you divide this. Okay, you divide this, you put it here. So this is how you're going to part them on both side. Part it on both side. Okay, you keep parting it on both side. You do this after molding. Then the next thing is parting. Part it out like this. Small, 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 tiny sections. You part it small, tiny sections across each other. Okay, you do this. So you continue doing this on both sides. If you want to get it smoother, you just apply more gel like this. So you know that they are on a separate parts to enable you take it evenly when it's time for you to start braiding. Okay, so you just use the gel and do touch up like this. Use gel, touch up, and use gel, touch up. I still have some on my in my finger. So we continue doing the same thing. I don't want to fix long nails, and I don't want it to take longer time to stitch. So we continue parting. Okay, you part tiny section from this side, and then you part also tiny section. You do this all the way down. Okay, so continue doing this. Continue doing this. As you go down, you can expand the section. It's not supposed to be completely tiny. You can see here it's more tinier, but here it start to expand. So as you go down, you expand it. Okay. So as you go down, you expand the sections. As you go down, you expand the sections. Okay. You expand the section as you go down. As you go down, you expand the section. You expand it as you go down. Okay. And then you secure it with gel. So you still have the separated parts, you can see. So you continue the same on the other side. You still have separated, all are separated. Then you move on, you continue doing the same all the way down. Okay, continue doing the same all the way down. Again, continue doing the same all the way down. And you do this only if you don't have long nails. And if you do not want to use a comb to part as you braid, maybe for some people it may be stressful to braid and part, right? For some people it may be too stressful to braid and part. But for some people, it is easy for them to do this, to pat it down and know that everything is part in parts. So the only thing you need to do is to just start braiding. You understand? So you keep parting and separating until you get to the last part. You see? So when you are done with the last part, then you can now start braiding. It makes the braid easy. So you can now start the stitch braid. Now, first thing you need to do, first thing first is the foundation. And where is the foundation? The foundation is this. So you go to the foundation, you comb it even, you comb it out, and now you braid. You divide it in 3 equal parts. You divide this in 3 equal parts. Then you move your finger in here, grab, and then move this one to this side, grab, and then move again, grab. 3, 4, 5. So now it's time for you to feed in the hair you parted. And then you take this one, you feed it in, and then you grab this one, you feed it in. It's very easy and simple if you know the rules of stitch braid. Okay, so you continue feeding in the hair as you go. You grab, and why you part them before is because you don't have long nails. Okay, so I don't have long nails. I don't like fixing long nails. So all I do is I part them and separate them before I start braiding. Make sure you are not taking other hair into another hair. So when you see that happen, remove it immediately. Fix it and then continue. So now you grab this, stretch it in, and then braid. This is how you achieve your knotless braid. Then you grab this one, feed it in, and braid. Then you grab this, you feed it in, and then you braid. You grab this, so you'll be going from right to left, from left to right. You smooth it out, you see, and then you add it there, and then you stitch. Okay, you continue doing that, grabbing and stitch, grab, and stitch, grab, and stitch, grab, stitch, grab, stitch, grab, stitch, grab, stitch, grab, stitch. So you continue grabbing and stitching. Okay, you can see the lines are there, the stitch lines are there. You see, if you are doing it at the same time as I am, you're already creating a stitch braid now. Perfect. Clap for yourself. So wait, let's continue. We continue. Even you can even do like this. You use your hand. But because this is a mannequin, the lines may not be as smooth as it's supposed to be on a human hair. So we continue stitching. We continue stitching until we get to the bottom of the hair, of the head. Continue stitching. So you continue like that all the way down. All you need is to make sure that you are parting the hair from the sides as you go. Even if you miss the pre-parted ones, you can still use comb to correct yourself. By doing this, you can do this and then you divide. Use comb. You can use comb to smooth it out. Okay? So you continue that way. You can even keep two combs, one on the right side, one on the left side. I didn't add too much of edge control. That is why it's looking like this. But when you add too much of it, then it will be more smoother. Or some clients or some customers don't like to have too much gel on their head. So for that reason, you need to work according to your customer's desire. So if you listen to your customer and they said they don't want so much gel, then this is how your stitch braid is going to turn out. You won't have a lot of gel. You understand? You won't have a lot of gel on the hair, and then your stitch braid will turn out like this. So if you want a more smoother, neater stitch braid, then you need to have more gel. Okay, so this is for my beginners. um Watch this video over and over again and practice. Practice makes perfect. Okay, don't think it is complicated. No, practice makes what? Perfect. Now I'm going to also braid one more. With this, I have shown you how it will look like if you don't have, look at it, if you don't have so much gel, and if you see, and if you are not wearing long nails to part it yourself. This is the result. One, if you're not wearing long nails. Two, if you don't have a lot of gel to smooth your lines out. And this, remember again, this is for the beginners. If you are just starting to learn how to stitch braid, start from here. Okay? Okay, now let's try stitch braid with a lot of gel to smooth it, make sure it's smooth. Seriously. To smooth it evenly. Before then, let me grab my coffee. Let me grab my coffee. I haven't drank any coffee today. So let's braid one more. I will show you the difference between this and this. Where you need, why you need more gel. So let's dive into it. We part the amount of hair we want to braid. Remember, this is mannequin. It's not a human hair or head. So sometimes the way you expect it is not the way it turns out. But yeah, you will still learn something at least. So we go in to smooth the line. To smooth the line, we do this. So you add your braiding gel and then you smooth the parts. Okay. After adding your braiding gel, you smooth the parts. Now you part it all the way down. Okay. You part it all the way down so you can smooth it again. Now you add the gel. You add the gel. And then you use a clip to get this one out of the way. So after adding the gel, you use your tail comb and smooth the part down. I don't want to take more from the one I removed already. So you smooth the part down. Hey! So you smooth the part down. That's my neighbor. So after smoothing it down, you do this to clean it. To clean and even the part. You see? Now the part is parting. And this is for if you are already stitched braiding but you're not so sure on how to get those popping shiny stitch braids. More advanced, more classic, more luxury. Now you can also watch this. Okay, when you are done with parting and smoothing the line, then you go in with your braiding gel. Open this middle. Open the middle from the top to the bottom. Open it. You can split with your finger. You can split with your tail comb or your parting comb. For me to work freely, I split with my fingers or finger, whichever one you call it. So I split it with my finger and then I add the gel. I add the gel evenly. Okay? Don't feel sorry for the gel. Add a lot. Okay? Add a lot of gel. A lot of gel. Don't feel sorry for the gel. Add a lot. Like I said. Add a lot. At this point now, you need a lot of gel. Okay? A lot, a lot, a lot. Okay. When that is done, now it's time to mold. You comb, you mold. You comb, you mold. You comb, you mold. I'm recording and I'm teaching, so it's a little bit hard. But yeah, you comb, you mold. You comb, you mold. You comb with one hand, you mold with the other. Okay? You comb with the one hand, you you mold with the other hand. You continue doing that. The same thing you did on the other one, but the difference now is this particular one has a lot of gel, while the other one have small amount of gel. Yeah, this one has a lot of gel. The other one has small amount of gel. So you comb, you mold, get out any knot, any tangleness, all the knots and tangleness in the hair out. Okay, make sure you're getting out everything and comb and mold. While you are combing and molding, I explained before, but yeah, I will explain again. So your gel don't build up fleck or white flecks into the hair. So that's why you are combing and molding and smoothing it down. So now the next thing is now, because I don't have long nails, you still have to do this. So part out tiny hair across this front. This is your foundation. Okay, this is your foundation. When you are done parting out that, then you go in with this hair comb and start separating them, dividing them. Meanwhile, this is mannequin, so it won't be as smooth as the scalp. It won't be as smooth as real hair, but yeah, you can still do something. And but if you do it in this way, in a real human head, you will be prof in your stitch braid. Okay, so now if you don't have long nails, this is the way you will this is the way you will still achieve your beautiful neat knotless. Okay, if you don't have long nails, this is the same way you will still achieve a beautiful not stitch braid. Sorry, I don't know if I said knotless. Hey, this school is it's not easy. When you teach so many subjects, you intend to mix some subjects sometimes. So the same way you achieve the other one. So this one, I'm doing this because I do not wish to install nails on my nail. So the only way for me to achieve clean not stitch braids is by doing this. Okay, the only way to achieve clean stitch braid, this is how I do it. First, divide them, part them into tiny parts, then before I start braiding. So if you also like me, you don't want to fix nails, you have short nails, you cannot braid with long nails, you can still do this. You part tiny hair across. Okay, you tiny hair across. Okay, you do it all the way down. Okay, continue doing it all the way down. Yeah, I know you'll be saying, that is time consuming. Yeah, but you are practicing, you are trying to learn something. For me, I could just fix long nails and do it, and 1 second, I'm done. But I want to help even those that does not like, because I know it's not everyone that likes to fix long nails. You understand? It's not everyone that like to fix long nails. So I want to also help those that doesn't like to fix long nails, but they are still into hair. They still want to learn how to braid, not less braid. So you cannot take because you don't have long nails, and then you will not learn how to braid, stitch braids. If you are interested in braiding, learning how to braid, okay. And now we are done with this sectioning. So it's time for us to start braiding. Okay. So I will try to fix this so you can see the braid from the upper angle. Now we take the foundation. You take the foundation, you comb it out. After combing it out, you divide it into three, taking from whichever side you want. You can take from the left or from the right. So me, this time I want to take from the left. Okay. And then we go 2, 3, 4, 5. You divide and add. So you continue taking and adding it. Okay. You continue taking and adding. Okay. You continue taking and adding. You take also from this side, and then you add. You continue. You see? Okay. So you continue like that. You take from this, you add, and you braid, you stitch, you you can even do this. You add and you stitch. Okay. You add and you stitch. You add and then you stitch. You see, your stitch is stitching. Okay. Now you take this also, you add and then you stitch. Sorry, my hand hit there. You add and then you stitch. Okay. Now we move up a little bit so we can see the rest. And then you add, then you stitch, add, and stitch. Add and stitch, add and stitch, add and stitch. Okay, add and stitch, add and stitch. You keep adding and stitching. You keep adding and stitching. Okay, so as you go down, adjust the head. If you are using mannequin, you add and then you stitch the last stitch, and then you braid the rest. So did you see the difference now between this with more gel and this with less gel? You see the difference? I will show you. So when you are practicing, you will know what to go for. Either you go for more gel or you go for lesser gel. More gel, more neatness, more precise size, and the line will be popping exactly how you want it. So that's the difference. It's more shiny, more neat. So let me remove this and show you very closely. So look at that. Let me get the light because it's not, there's not much light in this place. Sorry about me shaking the camera. So, let's see this. Okay, now you can see this is the stitch braids. Oh, I don't know why they, okay. Sorry, my place, the light is not helping. Now, this is the stitch braids with more gel. No, I'm not turning it. I see. I don't know if it's YouTube, but the light is not working the way I expected it. Yeah, but I believe you can see what I'm showing you. This is the stitch braid with more gel, more braiding gel. You can see that. While this is the stitch braid with lesser braiding gel. Okay, almost zero braiding gel. So watch this video from the beginning to the end. Practice, keep practicing. We will still come back again. We will still come back again another day. Oh, I would have stayed in this side. This side have more daylight. We'll still come back again another day for our stitch braid tutorial lessons, one-on-one with me. If you are interested, whenever I'm live, you tune in and we will practice together. If you have any personal question regarding hair, stitch braid, you can also ask during the live series. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please share, continue practicing, don't give up, okay? Continue practicing, and one day you will be perfect. Start with this first one for the beginner before you advance to this. I will see you again tomorrow. Remain blessed. Bye bye.